and on the diet.
That's another one.
Yeah, this is heavy. This is big time, because see, I'm blessed to be went through the Baptist churches, so I know what they believe in, how strongly they believe in something. They said, as long as you pray over it, you know, it's okay.
All things good with a blessing.
Yep.
That sheet had everything in it. Huh?
Yep. And so all these things, that people believes in it and stuff. So I just pray to keep us in prayer. But right now they are real, and they are happy to worship on the Sabbath. That's
great. Amen.
Well, if they can accept the Sabbath, maybe it'll be a little easier on them to accept the health too. We hope.
Yes. Right? And so like I get speechless sometimes about it, because I'm so happy that you know. And so we invest whatever time it takes for them to know the truth.
Absolutely.
In 1990, when I became a vegetarian, I came into the church. I didn't know much, because I had just started reading, you know, my Bible and everything. But I became a vegetarian without knowing my Bible. And my younger brother, 2 years younger than me, is a Baptist minister, and he's been involved since he was 19 years old. He got married before I did and everything. And so when it came up to talking about, you know, being a vegetarian, not eating meat, you know, all I could do is express it in my own words and whatnot. But my other brother, his in-law was at their house. His in-laws were there, and we was all in the backyard, and he just made mockery of me, you know, because he knew the scriptures and stuff like this here, but he used the scripture by the sheet coming down and all manner of meat, and I didn't even know nothing about them.
Bless your heart.
So he just made fun of me and had them laughing at me and all this type of stuff. But a few years later, he ended up with swollen legs, couldn't hardly move off the couch, both his legs were swollen. Couldn't go urine, and they rushed him to the doctor, and from there he had to have dialysis. So he was on dialysis for about 7 years, and the year before last he just got a kidney, you know. But he's younger than me, but he looked like he's about 72, so his body looked wore out, you know.
Yeah, that's
but he made fun of the health message, and you know,
it got him. It did him back.
Yeah, but you know, it's amazing how God could, in His Holy Spirit, to be speaking to him now. And he can learn a lot, because a lot of people who make mockery of vegetarianism, and I don't care what you say, I want some meat and stuff. And but when you start talking about it, we get in a conversation. Oh, well, don't say no more. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. And see, that's the problem. You see, you want to be comfortable in what you are doing and stuff. That's what we're supposed to study tomorrow night. And when we had it in 67 under the 10 effort, I never forget that the sermon was 5 ways to postpone your own funeral. 5 ways to postpone your own funeral. And then I found myself, my sister finally, after 4 weeks trying to get her to come out to the tent, she finally went out that night with me. Got there, the minister started speaking, and they came in the tent. They had pallbearers, and they had the casket.
Oh, wow.
All right. They brought it in right before everybody.
That's very effective.
And everybody looking, and then they opened the casket up. And then, when he started preaching, he started speaking about pork. And when he talked about pork, he threw the pork in the Then he started talking about cigarettes. He threw that in the casket. And everything, he just said 5 ways to postpone your own funeral. And me and my sister looked at each other, because we had just came from the grocery store that evening.
Oh, wow.
And we had loaded up the refrigerator with pork and all kinds of stuff. When it was over, and she was really adamant she wouldn't go to that 10 effort, because she
went the wrong. She went the wrong night, huh?
Yeah, that was the wrong night. When she heard that, she looked at me. Oh man, I've been here all this time, and she done missed out. She said, Fred, we got all that food. We got to the house. She opened the refrigerator up. We had all the stacks of food, meats and everything, seafood stuff. And she said, Fred, we can't give it to nobody. She said, because it's unfit for food. And so we pulled up the garbage can, and we pulled the garbage can up to the, and we loaded it up out of the refrigerator, put it in the garbage can, and that was it. You see.
Really?
That's when you began to be a vegetarian.
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that was when I first accepted the health message. I became a vegetarian back in '74, and I'll never forget when I came from Mexico, from Juarez. I was over at Fort Bliss,
Oh.
Fort Bliss, Texas, and I had been down at Juarez, and they were showing me about a fiesta, what they was doing. They have a feast there. They'll roast it. They'll put it in the ground, and they would tell me how they do it in the ground and put fire in it, and they fix it where it won't burn up, but it can slow cook for hours. So I told my wife when I got back home, I wanted to try that because they gave me the recipe.
Try that pig.
And it wasn't a pig, but it was a big roast of beef.
Okay.
And so what happened,
man.
because I got where I would buy the regular beef, like even the ground beef in the stores, I would even buy my sirloin and have it grounded like that. And then I would go out to the farm and pick out one of the cows out there and have my uncle and we'll take them to the dresser, to the butcher shop, and they'll slice them up and label them and stuff like that. But I had just ate the last roast. And so I had to go to the store and, I ate that one that I told my wife, don't mess with it. I dug a hole in the ground and I fixed it, and while it was cooking, I drove to Richland, which was 30 minutes away. I said, don't worry about it, I'll be back in about a couple of hours. And it'll take longer than that to cook. And so it stayed in the ground. When I got back, I went out there. I couldn't wait to dig it up. When I dug it up, man, it was just like foil paper. It was just like this light. I said, I was so confused. I said, and I opened it up and was nothing left but some charcoal. It had cooked to the crisp.
Oh my
and I was
goodness.
so hurt because that was the last roast that I had.
Oh.
So then I had to go back to the store and buy one, and I didn't like to buy them in the store. But I bought the largest they had, and I told her, I'm not going to cook it in the ground. Let's cook it in the stove. So she put it in the oven and cooking it. Later she called me and said, Ferry, come here. She said, look at this thing. She said, this thing is swelling up. And see, they was selling horse meat and stuff all over different places.
Oh,
and she said, this ain't no beef. I don't know what this is. And it's supposed to be shrinking and it's swelling up. And I saw it, but I'm gonna admit something.
You want to eat it?
I had spent too much money on that thing. And I was gonna let them eat it, but after I saw what it was doing, I wasn't gonna eat it. I was gonna let them just enjoy it. They ain't got to feel when I'm back in there. She's I'm not eating this, and my children not gonna eat it. Our children not gonna eat it. And I was saying to myself, I'm not going to eat it either. And so that's the last day I ate any meat.
Really?
Wow,
then.
that's
Yeah, and she stopped eating meat then too.
wow.
So,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
but I studied into it and got where I just couldn't enjoy it no more. I used to bake it, broil it, grill it, fry it, any way I wanted it.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
bro, I learned too much about it, and I couldn't stand it. I even have a dream of thinking out on start back eating it and wake up sweating.
No, I know that once I stopped, I never went back, ate not one piece of chicken, not a meat sandwich or sandwich. Once I stopped, it was cold turkey. I continued on fish for about another month.
Yeah.
And then during that time, they had that big old oil spill in 1990.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
yes.
I saw that dead fish on the sea and all the fish. I said, they might be selling some of this fish in the store. And I dropped the fish then, you know.
Sir.
After all of that stuff, I haven't went back. I just couldn't. And I got where I kept eating ice cream.